5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome back to VIOC in Action. This is your host, Mr. Leon Hunt, better known as Mr. Ras Bookie's one time for the one time count cool, can't quench. Hey, it's already about that time there. We about to enter into the summertime. It's about to be the end of spring. So you know what I mean. All the sports and them there is heating up, and we got a lot of action going on. I got a lot of news for you guys coming up because guess what? The Pan American Games is less than about 2 months away. So we got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff we got to cover, and we don't have enough time to cover it. Also, y'all got to make sure y'all stay tuned to our Facebook page or, of course, our website. You don't know the Facebook page is www.facebook.com/Virgin Island Olympic Committee. Or, of course, you could go onto the website at www.virginislandolympics.com. Or, of course, go over on Twitter. Or, of course, go over on my IG at B17BOKIE. Y'all can catch me up there. I can pull up all the highlights and everything for everybody. But, hey, we're here for something good today. We're back in the studio once again, another week. Shout out to all the athletes out there. Not a lot of graduation. A lot of people have been graduating, so shout out to people out there keeping those grades up to graduating, all our VI national athletes out there, and of course our professional athletes that's coming back home soon to do some training and getting ready for these big games and the national championship. We got a lot of championships coming up too, so y'all gotta stay tuned. But today we back on the golf course again. I did say we weren't gonna try how another somebody on the golf course, but guess what? We got a big thing coming up, and we had to let this news out there for people to know ahead of time. So guess what? We got a coach in the building today, Mr. Nevin. Hey, Nevin, what's up, man?
Hey, good, man. What do you mean you can't bring us on twice?
Hey, man, look at
look. Wait. Golf is a sport now, you know.
See,
okay?
look.
It ain't a game anymore. No, it's a sport.
We had the same argument between me and Ali when we was in here. And look, I would tell you, I don't know if golf is a sport, but hey, it's all cool, man. You know what I mean?
You don't know if golf is a sport? I'm here to tell you that golf is a sport, though.
So,
it's in the Olympics.
So what makes, because in the Olympics, it don't make it a sport. You know what I mean? But I do want to know, what do you think make golf a sport?
Well, when you look at all that required when you talk about sports, okay? You know, back in the days, you used to see guys on the tour, and you see them with big stomachs and all that stuff.
Yeah, the unfit people, right?
Whatever you want to call them. Anyhow, you know, there's been a big transformation, as you could see when Tiger Woods came on the scene. I mean, when you look at the golfers now, you talk about fitness. I mean, look at the last guy that just won, okay, the PGA Championship. I mean, this guy used to play football, basketball. Look at him. He's playing golf, and he's doing great in golf. Won 4 majors already. Right. You know? So I'm just saying, golf is a sport, and when it talks about the mental aspect of the game, I mean, when you talk about actually grinding, you know.
So, but grinding is just going out there with the balls. You got a bucket of balls. You get a rack. You're gonna go hit the ball, and that's grinding. Like I mean, you could just sit there and hit balls all day. Is that grinding? I mean, I just letting you know what the people are saying. It ain't coming from me, you know. I just letting you know what the people are saying. Anybody could go to any place, sit there, and hit golf balls all day. And that's a sport.
You know, the funniest thing is that when you call people out and you challenge them.
Yes.
Okay? To hit a golf ball.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to lay a golf ball on the grass. Okay. I'm going to say, go ahead, here's a club, and hit the golf ball. Most people don't
can't hit it.
Most people don't even hit it. Can't get it hit. They'll tap it. You know, the ball will go over to the right or it'll go flying to the left, but mostly the right. So it takes, it takes a skill set to actually, and coordination, which in most sports you need, right?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
I would agree with that, but you also need coordination to drive too, but I'm just saying, and everybody in a driver.
Okay, you need to have some physical attributes to also hold you in position to be able to hit that golf ball.
Okay.
Now, when you get on a golf course have different layouts, okay? So when you get on a golf course, no two golf course looks the same, okay?
That's unique. Okay, so unique something is just like basketball courts, all of them have the same size, but the floor necessarily don't look the same, but the same patterns that's on there. All baseball fields are the same. They got the same bases and everything. All tracks look the same. They got the same, well, they look the same, they just got different surface and everything else pretty much. But golf course is unique.
Okay, so there's basically only one major that's played on the same track, which is the Masters.
Yeah.
All the other majors are played on different facilities. So you could go on Pebble Beach, and then you could go across to, where we just played the other day, Bethpage.
Okay.
And the layout is totally different. And the environment, okay, is all different.
Okay.
So you have to prepare, okay? And you get on these different golf courses. Some may be much longer than others. So require for you to hit, big tee shots off the tee. And some golf course might be tactical.
Right.
Where you have to position the ball in areas to score.
So we getting into some good stuff, because Ali, you didn't tell me about all of this stuff, Ali just told me how to play golf, and that was it.
Yeah.
But now we're getting into some tactical stuff, which is cool. I like this. Excuse me. Okay, so you're saying golf is extremely tactical.
Yeah, I mean, you got the physical, and then but I would say golf requires, along with the physical, more mental than anything else, because I mean, you could be a physical specimen and have all the attributes to be a great athlete, but if you don't have the mental capabilities, you'll never score well in golf.
All right, so what you're saying is golf is extremely tactical. I'm not sure about all of that, but it sounds good. It do really sounds good. But I gotta really see for myself, just like I told Ali. Anybody who come through here, I gotta go try it out for my own self.
Well, one of the things you'll also notice with golf, not everybody's cut out for team sports. I always recommend that you get into some type of team sport, okay? But for those loners out there, who want to get into something and do it at their own pace, and you have those that are that gets into something, they get into it real deep, and they don't want to have to rely on somebody to help them through whether they're going to win or they're going to fail. It's on them. So that's one of the things that golf present. You could have the team sport, or you could have the individual aspect of it.
Okay, so that's interesting, because in track and field, Kayana is a track man. It's it's a team sport, yes, but it's individual. Unless you're on the relay, other than that, it's everybody doing the individual events. So usually out there training by yourself, or with others that's doing the same thing, but you're responsible for what you're doing.
Exactly.
So there's no ball. No ball out there, just like I know golf got a ball. So everything with a ball is easy to me. But I'm just saying, it's by yourself, you out there, and you got to put in the work to see. Because when you on the track, everybody see everything. Okay, so same thing at golf though. So so you could hit 500 balls a day, and that would improve your range and skills just by doing it.
Hitting 500 balls a day, I would recommend that you work on a specific part of your game. You're just not out there swinging and don't have any specific thing that you're working on. Okay, so I would break it down, in separate, the areas that you want to work on, whether it's, getting familiar with the grip, getting familiar with your stance, and just focus on what it is you're trying to accomplish, and just not be out there just hitting balls, unless you're just doing it for exercise. That's the other thing.
Wait, so we see people in UVI down there, they do that a lot, just to go out there and hit the balls. So you did say, okay, wait. So what are some things can you work on literally if you're trying to break it down? So let's go, I guess, from head to toe. So we said the grip, we said the stance, we said the swing. What other thing else can we work on if we're out there, or what are you trying to focus on?
Well, you have your short game, you have your short game, your chipping, your putting, and that's where I would say practically the game is played. After you learn to hit the golf ball and be able to position yourself in a good spot around the green, scoring comes from your short game.
Okay.
So, I would focus heavily on putting and chipping and pitching. I haven't played, when I stopped playing and I was coming back to the sport, that's the first area I started because that's the first part to go in your golf game.
Which is the chipping?
The short game.
The short game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the area I would focus on, and then work my way back into the full swing.
So when we talking about short game, this is when you're about 50 meters away from the hole?
I'd say from 100 yards in.
Okay, so 100 in is the short game, so this is where the game is played?
Practically.
Oh, okay.
Most of the kids out there on tour now, I mean, they could bomb the golf ball, they could hit it a mile.
Mm-hmm.
But if you notice, it's all around the putting and the chipping, and getting up and down out the bunkers and stuff. It's mainly a short game. And that takes a lot of focus, a lot of concentration, okay? And you don't have that part of your game, you can only go so far in the sport.
So what's the chances of somebody getting a hole-in-one? Like, could we all, I mean, this is what we see on TV, on ESPN. We see these highlights, top 10. They got the Masters in, and we see 5 hole-in-ones. Like, man, I could do that in. What's the chances? What's the statistics? What's the probability of getting a hole-in-one?
Let's break it on this way. I have folks that I've been playing golf with for 30-something years and never had a hole-in-one.
30-something years? I know they done hit over thousands.
And they play a lot of golf and never had a hole-in-one. Okay?
That man, they can't play no golf, man.
I've been lucky. I had 6.
Wait. We're not including putt golfing now, because I know that's a game too,
Oh God, let me tell you, there's lows and highs when you hit a hole-in-one.
Okay.
The high is that you hit it, you're excited, you've never done it in your life, and you get goosebumps all over, and you'll be like, wow, this is amazing, like and everybody's celebrating with you. Now, one of the things you're required to do, you don't have to, but you need to do it, is to come in, and all the folks who've been around or on the golf course, you have to buy them a drink.
Oh, so you out there playing with 30 guys, you hit a hole-in-one, that builds a hole-in-one plus 30.
You have to buy them drinks.
And most people that play golf like fine the drinks. So this is stuff that aging in. I'm talking stuff from the 1800s or 1756 or blah 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 blah. This was some fine wine and dining.
Look,
that bill could come in that kind of.
Let's put it, $780 later. I didn't know if I wanted to hit a hole-in-one. But it was okay, because, just seeing the joy on people's face, more even excited than me.
Right. Because they know how extremely hard it is to hit a hole-in-one.
And those who've hit one, you get to exchange stories on how they hit their hole-in-one.
Okay.
And, hole-in-ones aren't the prettiest shot, to be honest with you. Most of them, if you saw it on videos, you bank off of the side of a hill, roll down.
They never really go directly from point A to point B straight to the pole. I've seen maybe 3.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 of them was from Tiger. Somebody else was from a home video.
Right.
But I have seen it, but most of it hit from someplace else, and it hit the head, and it go down this hill, and then the wind blow it this way, and then next thing you know, the groundhog come in and push the ball in or whatever.
A hole-in-one is practically luck. I mean, you aim it to hit it in there, but it's practically luck. We had a guy won a BMW at Mahogany Run on the 14th hole.
Oh, wow.
And I just laugh hysterical, because it was one of the most ugliest golf shots I've ever seen in my life. And I tell you what, and you know what? It doesn't matter in golf.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? As long as whatever the number is you get in that hole end, that's what it is.
Right.
People don't come in and show you videos of how you did it.
Right.
So it's funny when people hit hole-in-one, they aren't, a lot of them aren't pretty shots, but he walked away with a BMW.
And that's a pretty BMW.
Everybody in that tournament would have been happy with that shot if they were able to drove off in a BMW.
And then he still had to buy everybody drinks anyway.
Yeah, but who cares when you win a BMW?
Yeah, but hey, it's cool, man. Just put on my tab. Wow.
But that's tradition. And that's one of the fun things about it.
Let me see. I think I told Ali, I didn't officially play golf before. I went to the range. And you was correct. It's kind of really hard to hit the ball, because you're going to hit it like a baseball. Because that's the only kind of experience that you have. Right? So you get a club, You there, you acting like you Tiger Woods and everything. You there, and then you just lick back the club and try and hit it, and usually don't go nowhere.
Right.
Or it pop right up,
Right.
and pop right down. You're like, yo, how come I hitting this ball so well? Not hitting the ball. You're trying to hit it so hard, but you don't. But I think I realized I'm making contact with the ground first,
Right.
down there before I'm hitting the actual ball, which means that I wasn't balanced over the ball to correct height or whatever it was. And then, like you said, I'm a righty, so I'm on the left side of the ball, and most of it would go over to the right side.
Right.
So that's kind of interesting.
That's what you call it. That's what you call a slice or a fade.
Oh.
Okay. So we have the terminologies for those specific shots. And golf is not an easy game. So if somebody's getting involved with golf and looking for instant gratification, okay, that's why you'll always hear people would say, you'll either hear them say they either love or hate golf.
Okay, hate or love it.
And they grasp that from the first lesson.
So first lesson usually, where do people usually get into golf? Is it usually high school or either middle school or post grad? Where do the golfers usually get introduced into golf?
Well, unfortunately for the Virgin Islands, our local golfers that we have, most of them got into golf after they came out of school.
Okay, so after high school, or
after military, wherever they've been, and they've gotten a job, and they, they have the means to pay for it and stuff like that. That's when they got interested. Unfortunately, hopefully we change that, and we could, get golf incorporated into the schools.
Yeah.
So we could start introducing golf to our athletes and all the kids that we have around here from a very young age.
Right. I agree.
So that's one of the things that I'm working on.
Okay. Yeah, because I think program so Ali, because all the golf information I know comes from Ali. So you got corrected,
Okay.
So she told me she was trying to go through some of the grade schools, and she's working with Montessori. She's only here for 6 months of the year.
Right.
And when she's there, she do a camp or a golfing program.
Right.
And I guess because she's at Montessori, she gets to work from K through 12.
Right.
That's there. And then she told me about the other day she's there. I can't really remember. We could go back to that one show and remember everything though. But she do a little camp 1 day a week, and it's somewhere. But it is available, which is it's cool. But I think getting into the schools in the PE class would be the best introduction for it. Which the soccer association in St. Croix, that's what they do. They go around to the PE classes and they introduce soccer to the students at an early age, because you can't start a national team just from your seniors. You start off at the developmental stages and build that group up. So when they get to the senior level, they could be like, okay, yeah, we've been doing this here for years together. And that's how you create a competitive team when we go into these games, like AKA Pan American Games. So that's what they do.
So 2018 was the year that we were getting ready to introduce golf into the schools.
Okay.
We had it set up, and we've been doing the summer programs on at the university, which Housing, Parks, and Recreation was highly involved in. It was actually their program, and we did a co-op with Housing, Parks, and Recreation, so we could get more kids from the projects and the public schools involved in golf.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the federation would have provided scholarships for those who wanted to continue, or grants, or basically grants for the kids that found an interest in it and wanted to continue. Because one of the things that the stigma that golf has, it's a rich man's sport,
right?
And it's not affordable,
right?
Okay, it's not like going out there and playing baseball in the public fields and basketball. Government provide that. Now that you have golf as a sport in the Olympic, no, we can't turn a blind eye to it.
That's true.
Okay, so now you have to provide the same facilities and stuff for golf in the Virgin Islands also. So you know.
So we have. So wait. So we're on St. Thomas, everybody. So we have the university, which is a golf range at UVI.
Well, it used to be. It used to be the Homonimo Golf Course. It's still named that.
So it's actual course there, though, right?
Yeah, it's a course. I mean, it's something. It's something that you could practice on. You could train on. In terms of your short game, it's lacking in that area because
it's short game now is less than 100 meters, right?
Yeah, well, you could hit from less than 100, but I'm talking more like the putting and chipping and pitching to those makeshift greens. Those used to be sand greens. I know it's so
grass,
hard
right?
Right now. It's grass and hard, so it doesn't. The ball wouldn't respond as if you travel and play like at Carambola and Buccaneer, which have real greens and stuff like that.
And that's what we're about to gain too, because we have UVI here, and that's it. Because Mahogany Run is down.
Yeah, Mahogany Run is down.
Okay, but whenever that do decide to come back up, we'll have 2 places on island.
Well, we're hoping that one of the goals of the federation, which I'm the president of, is to be able to provide a facility where the kids, can go in the afternoon and practice and hone in on their skills. Okay. And one of the best places for that is the University of the Virgin Islands, because Mahogany Run wouldn't be able to host all those kids there on their facility. Okay. So, if we could get the University of the Virgin Islands, which I heard they were on board, and, we brought in an architect to look at the layout of the university. And if we could get, find the fundings, which, I've found a couple of funding sources, but if we could come together and come up with a plan and enhance upon that facility down there, I think that would be a great start. Yeah. Instead of waiting on Mahogany Run to open.
Right, because, it's a small island anyway. Right. You got the university, right? So education right there. Right. We got the federation, so we got nonprofit here. And then we have the community within itself and the private funders. So that's at least 4 different hands to going to make something that can happen, right? So this is a great conversation that needs to happen and needs to play out, because if the university won't there because they have this spacing for it and it's up now, then there won't be no golf in St. Thomas.
Practically, there won't be any golf in
You'll
St.
just be hitting balls into the water or up in up by Udorkin, up in that field.
Yeah, but we also, but that's St. Thomas. However, we could focus on getting the kids started in St. Croix, because they have 2 facilities. We have, Kenny Pete over in St. Croix, who's working towards his PGA card. He's at Buccaneer, and
we got Buccaneer.
He's doing a wonderful job with a junior program that he has over there, and hopefully, when I get over to St. Croix and talk to Mike, who's the general manager, which I'm sure he's very receptive to it, to also get a program started over at Carambola. Also, I think that would be a good thing for St. Croix to get them going, because they have the facility. So there's no need, I serve all 3 islands. I don't serve 4 islands, I should say. We're
going to get into St. Croix. Hey, let's take a quick commercial break. We come right back to VOC in action. We're over here with the president of the Golfing Federation, Mr. Nevin, doing the tingle for the tingle.